This is Cypress, Texas. No power still. All the lights still out. All the signal lights are out still. Power line still down and shit. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this power line. Look at that. Look at that damage over there. Most of the power is out. Still in Cypress. It's crazy. Traffic is real bad out here because ain't no signal lights. So at every stop sign, you gotta just be patient. Signal light, at every signal light, you have to be patient and just wait for your turn and hope no fool pulls out and hits you. Lots of damage out here in Cypress. As you can see, it's a beautiful day though. God, it's a beautiful sunny day out here this Saturday morning. All the stores don't have no food because these people empty these stores out. Ain't no food in the stores, so people restocking their refrigerators and all that, I guess. Trying to get back to normality. Actually, for the first time, I'm seeing a lot of patience in people. I ain't seeing no road rage out here. People being real hospitable, I should say. Not hospitality, hospitable. Out here in these Texas streets, in these Cypress streets. I ain't been down in the city yet of Houston, so I don't know how the city of Houston doing with power. But it's crazy because in my neighborhood, my street is the only street in my neighborhood that has power. The rest of my neighborhood out of power. That's crazy. Gas stations are reopening back up again. People can get their gas and all that. Like I said, it's a gorgeous day. You wouldn't know a tornado went through here. You couldn't tell a tornado went through here, but with the exception of seeing all the trash and damaged buildings and houses, and there's no power. Besides that, you wouldn't be able to tell there was a tornado that went through here. Actually, there's a lot of gas stations that are still not open yet because I forgot because there ain't no power. There's only, there's pockets of power, islands of power throughout the city. But most everything is still closed. Most of these businesses are still closed, like over there. They're still closed. So it's kind of eerie because it's so nice outside and sunny, and you see all these businesses are closed off this major intersection right here on 529 in Cypress, Texas. I almost said hurricane. This tornado, super windstorm, or whatever the hell they want to call it. Now they're saying tornadoes came through here, I guess. I think this is kind of like This is almost worse than Harvey to me. It's almost worse than Hurricane Harvey. It's definitely worse than it's almost worse than the 2021 Arctic freeze. So this is the third disaster I've been in since I've lived in Texas. First it was Harvey 2017, I believe. Then the Arctic freeze of 2021. And now the historic tornadoes of 2024. So as you can see, you got to be patient coming through these lights because ain't no lights. Everything's out. Everything's closed still. Mostly everything's closed in the city of Cypress. I think there's like 400-some thousand people in the Houston and suburb area that don't have power. Maybe 500,000 they're saying. Still don't have power or something like that. It's crazy. Look at this. It is crazy. So you just got to be patient. And the sun is shining and there's nothing open. It's just so eerie. I keep saying that. It's an eerie feeling out here because everything is closed still and the sun is just shining bright and beautiful. They say it could take weeks. They say it could take weeks to get the power back on throughout the Houston area and suburbs, satellite cities, like here in Cypress. Cypress took the hardest hit. Cypress and downtown Houston took the hardest hit from these tornadoes, windstorms, whatever the hell you want to call it. It just shows you how we take things for granted. We take things for granted. Back at home in my house, I'm recharging all my solar. My solar generators are recharging. They did the job. My solar generators did the job. They kept me with power until the power came on my street in my neighborhood last night about, I want to say about 6 o'clock, as I showed in the last video. But my street in my neighborhood is the only group of houses that has power. I don't know why, but it's strange, but we do. You can see, you gotta take your time going through these intersections because, you know, okay, now we're getting back to some normalcy. This is the first light. I guess this section of the city has power. Or maybe not. Well, you got one street light that's on, signal light that's on. And then you get here and there's power out again. See, that's what I'm saying. You have pockets of area with power and the other areas are out of power. As you can see here at this intersection, this signal light is out. So it's crazy. So you got to be patient. Look at this idiot. See, that's the stupidity you got to deal with out here. People just being stupid as hell. So you got to be patient when you're driving in a disaster area, when there's no power, there's no signal lights, and you notice you haven't seen a cop out here. You haven't seen a cop out here anywhere. There's no police out here. There's no police presence out here at all, and that's a strange thing. So this gives you an example of when you have a disaster. You think you're going to have police out here helping you. Ain't no police going to be out here. Ain't no law enforcement going to be out here. Because there's too much going on. Law enforcement is stretched very thin during a disaster. So you got to kind of be, people have to kind of be law enforcement themselves. To be real with you. As you can see, you haven't seen any law enforcement at any of these intersections that with all this power out. I have not seen one law enforcement officer. So when you have a major grid down disaster like this, people think you're going to have law enforcement to protect you. Ain't no law enforcement going to protect you out here. They don't have time to. Their hands are tied right now. So it's like martial law out here. You got to fend for yourself. But 99.9% of the people out here are being courteous and doing what they're supposed to do. It's just that 1%. It's that 1% who causes all the trouble out. You have 1% of the people that can cause a lot of trouble when you have a disaster. No power in Cypress, Texas. Most of Cypress, Texas is out of power still. As you can see. The traffic is horrible. But, believe it or not, like I said before, they're more courteous now than they are when we have power. That's the crazy part about it. There's no road rage for the most part. But I'm going to end this video right here and focus on the road. I just want to give y'all a view of what's going on out here in Texas after these deadly storms, tornadoes and twisters and all that blew through here and caused serious damage. Power's still out, most of the power's still out, and so forth. So until next time, DIY aquaponics, DIY solar, prepping, because you see, this is real. This is not a drill. Ain't nobody coming to save you.